On the topic of denial, I'd like to ask a question about how we might support the patient and the primary caregiver. As a speech pathologist, I work often in recovery, but sometimes with situations that are going to get worse over time. And something I find frequently is to be the case is that the patient and a primary care giver, a spouse or a child that is most closely involved in their parents' care, understands what's happening and appreciates the decline that the patient is going through. But I often see that a spouse and the patient are sometimes, they have a hard time convincing their family the truth of the decline that's coming, sometimes long before it's time for hospice, but indeed, in the case of various degenerative processes, there's more and more work and stress that a primary caregiver is experiencing, and they experience it sometimes alone. And I wonder how we might facilitate conversations among families and communities to begin pitching in early. Thanks.
I'm Terry's primary caregiver along with folks at the Manor. I cared for him at home as long as I physically could. We have no children. We have no family close by. And when it became physically beyond my capacity to take care of him at home, I made the very difficult decision to have others help me do that. People often ask me, aren't you lonely when you go home at night? Yeah, I am. And the puppy helps, but yeah, I'm lonely when I go home. However, we have been blessed by an ever-increasing family, and I know that not everybody experiences that. I know what a blessing it is. I have a primary care physician who listens to me and urges me to come often to see her as we go through this process and tries to cure all those mysterious things that start to happen. We have friends who have stuck by us, and I think it's been easier for them to stick by us as Terry declines because they have stuck by us. It's very difficult to stay away from a declining patient and suddenly feel the need to see them and emotionally not be able to handle what's happened to them since the last time you saw them. Our family now is blessed by the addition of Manor staff who have done things for me and for Terry that are way above and beyond the call of duty. They threw me a surprise birthday party and had my husband greet me at the door with a gift for me. And if you don't think that didn't make me fall apart. And now hospice is part of our family. Mary Bergen checks on Terry, but she checks on me as well. These guys and Terry's social worker check on me as well. So anyone who is a caregiver by yourself or with help, I hope you are as blessed as Terry and I have been. And if you're not, there are folks who would be most happy to be welcomed into your family. I think you just need to welcome them.
Yeah, I'll always throw a few words in. Yeah, I've had comments to make to the whole thing, but just on that note, I think spending a lot of time writing about people who care for aging parents, people who care for people who are dying, one of the biggest mistakes caregivers makes is thinking, this is my husband, I'll take this on, I'll do this, or this is my mother, I can do this. And you know, throughout history, people have done it largely on their own, but it's a whole new task, and it is a huge, huge undertaking. You know, when you're flying and they tell you to put your oxygen on before the person next to you, and there's a good reason for that. You have to take care of yourself to take care of somebody else. And I see caregivers just always making this drastic mistake of thinking they should be giving more, doing more, giving more. You have to get help early on accept the help of, other family members, friends, neighbors, call to see what services are in the community. Don't be afraid to reach out and get help and go take care of yourself. Go for a walk, go have a cup of tea, go take a long bath, get some respite. This is a very hard and trying job, and you will do a far better job of caring for somebody else if you take care of yourself first.
I think that's a wonderful note to end on.